David Harbour is playing Jim Hopper, our favorite sheriff on TV. On Stranger Things, he is a fatherly figure to Eleven, played by Millie Bobby Brown, and in real life, the actor cares for her like she is his daughter. Stick around for our list today, and we'll tell you why Harbour worries for Millie Bobby Brown. First up at number 1. Is David Harbour like his character Jim Hopper? 46-year-old David Harbour has shared with us the similarities between himself and his character Jim Hopper. In an interview with The Guardian, Harbour has admitted that he has problems with alcohol, the same as his character Hopper. He also has bipolar disorder, falling into deep depressions and manic states. He has even struggled with suicidal thoughts. At one point, things got so bad that he was on the verge of taking his own life. The only thing that stops him is a little kitten. Harbour has this to say about the cute little feline that saved his life. What stopped me from going? I love this cat. Who will take care of this cat? Also, I was horrified by the idea of dying in my apartment, not being discovered for a week, and having a cat eat me. We are fortunate that he was able to pull himself out of that darkness. What would our lives be like without Hopper? Next up, what is Harbour doing apart from Stranger Things? David Harbour is doing well for himself. Stranger Things has really kicked off his career as an actor. He even starred in Black Widow. If you haven't seen the movie, go and see it. This talented actor is very funny in Black Widow. Being the serious guy in Stranger Things, you wouldn't expect him to be such a jokester in a movie. He plays a superhero called Red Guardian, trapped in a Russian prison camp. Without spoiling this amazing movie for you, he has a Russian accent and has quite a few tricks up his sleeve. He plays the husband of the legendary actress Rachel Weisz. Just go and see Black Widow, okay? Next up, does Millie Bobby Brown see Harbour as a dad? Recently on Instagram, this 17-year-old British actress has paid homage to her on-screen dad, David Harbour. She has shared a photo of her with Harbour thanking him for all of his support. That's really sweet and heartwarming, isn't it? Harbour has reshared this photo on his story on Instagram, writing, "Love you, kid. Millie really sees him like a dad." Next, why is David Harbour worried about Millie? Harbour thinks that fame can be a dangerous thing for the young actress. Many actresses who have started their acting careers early in life end up with major mental health problems or addictions to cope with the stress and pressure. Think about Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes. Harbour first meets Millie when she's 12 years old when the show first premieres in 2016. It's hard to live in the spotlight. Harbour shares his concerns on a podcast on That Scene with Dan Patrick. Millie and I have always had a sort of a special relationship because I knew her when she was so young. I knew her before any of this big fame hit. I have a real protective feeling for her. I have a real worry. I worry about her and the fame and all that she has to struggle with. I've just always felt this kind of deep fatherly affection for her. Next, we have Millie Bobby Brown's popularity. Millie draws a lot of attention. Every decision that she makes, good or bad, is all over the news. She is constantly followed by journalists and the paparazzi. This girl can barely breathe with the pressure from all sides in her life. There have been scandals revolving around her questionable friends, especially her close friendship with Drake, who is notorious for dating younger girls. Drake is 17 years older than her, and people don't quite get why these two are hanging out. What do they possibly have in common? Millie has also been accused of being involved with TikTok star hunter Eko Ekimovic. 21-year-old Ekimovic has come forward saying that he has been doing things that we won't mention with the young actress. He claims to have been living in Brown's house for 8 months. She denies this. What do you guys think? Is he making it up for attention? Even if it did happen, it's even worse to tell the whole world about it. He has no respect for Millie either way. Millie's rep confirms that Mr. Ekimovic's remarks on social media are not only dishonest, but are also irresponsible, offensive, and hateful. Instead of engaging in a public discourse with him through the press or on social media, we are taking action to ensure that he stops this behavior once and for all. Since the incident, Ekimovic has taken back what he said, admitting, "I've said stuff that should never have been said while getting drunker and drunker." What a stand-up guy, don't you think? Millie is currently dating Jake Bon Jovi, who is John Bon Jovi's son, and she's very happy. Sadly, the media is constantly scrutinizing her on choice of dress code, her relationships, stating that she is over-sexualized at such a young age. This is what Millie has written on her Instagram on her Sweet 16 in 2020. "There are moments I get frustrated from the inaccuracy, inappropriate comments, sexualization, and unnecessary insults that ultimately have resulted in pain and insecurity for me. But not ever will I be defeated. I will continue doing what I love and spreading the message in order to make a change." Next, David Harbour steps in to defend Millie. Harbour wants to protect Millie as much as he can. Of course, it's impossible to be there for her all the time. He isn't her real dad after all, but with the little influence that he has in her life and the Stranger Things fandom, Harbour is trying to tell everyone to back off and leave the actress alone to live her life. She is a teenager who deserves to be treated like any other teen out there. Millie is beyond famous and sought after by directors to star in their movies. Apart from her breakout role in Stranger Things, she stars in Godzilla, King of the Monsters, Godzilla vs. Kong, and Enola Holmes. In other words, she isn't a normal teenager at all, but Harbour supports her all the way. Next up, Harbour is coming back in Season 4 of Stranger Things. Season 3 of Stranger Things has left things in a strange place. We're not sure if Harbour is okay or not. Fans have been worried that David Harbour won't be returning for the 4th season. Harbour looks like he might have died at the end of Season 3. Luckily, Harbour has confirmed that the old sheriff isn't done yet. Cameo photos of Season 4 show that Harbour is indeed alive. He has a shaved head now and finds himself in a Russian prison, or so everybody thinks. The wormhole has transported him to another place, one with a lot of snow. Our biggest guess here is that he is in Russia because Russia has been the main part of Season 3's plot. Harbour tells us this about his character. One of the interesting things about Harbour this season, although you do see a lot of that fatherly stuff, is I did want to take him back into the warrior realm. You start to become less of a viable presence in the world. They're more like, oh, dad, like someone who people are humiliated by, and like, I'm not quite ready for that. I still want to be like a presence. Next, what's Season 4 going to be about? The main cast of the show is returning, including Millie Bobby Brown as Eleven, David Harbour as Hopper, Winona Ryder as Joyce Byers, Noah Schnapp as Will Byers, Gaten Matarazzo as Dustin Henderson, Finn Wolfhard as Mike Wheeler, Caleb McLaughlin as Lucas Sinclair, Natalia Dyer as Nancy Wheeler, Joe Keery as Steve Harrington, Charlie Heaton as Jonathan Byers, Sadie Sink as Max Mayfield, Maya Hawke as Robin Buckley, Priya Ferguson as Erica Sinclair, and Cara Buono as Karen Wheeler. Harbour has teased in an interview with People magazine that in the new season we'll see a lot of your favorite characters doing things that you love them for, but you'll also see them twist it and turn it into other colors and other flavors. He also tells us this, I mean, it's bigger. That's the first thing. In scope and scale, even the idea that we're not in Hawkins anymore. We're locale-wise, we're bigger. We're introducing new stuff, but we're also tightening and wrapping up in a certain direction to make it have a clear, clean, specific, and definite ending at some point, which I can't really talk about. He also adds, I can talk about Hopper. I guess I say this about a lot of seasons, but it's my favorite season in the sense that he's at his purest. He's at his most vulnerable in a sense. He's been, as we've seen, he's in this Russian prison, so we get to reinvent him in a sense. He gets to have a rebirth from what he had become, and we'd always sort of planned this almost resurrection of you having Gandalf die, Gandalf the Grey reemerge, and I'm really interested in this resurgence of him. We get to explore a lot of threads in his life that have merely been hinted at that we get to see a lot more of. Last on our list, when is Season 4 coming to Netflix? The pandemic has affected filming schedules of Stranger Things Season 4. They started filming back in January 2020, which seems ages ago, but due to quarantine restrictions, they've not been able to finish filming in 2020. Filming only continued in October last year. We are still waiting for Netflix to announce the exact date of Season 4's release. It's going to be revealed later in August 2021. All we know so far is that Season 4 is coming out somewhere in 2022. We also have the title of the first episode. It's called Chapter 1, The Hellfire Club. This has something to do with Dungeons and Dragons at Hawkins High School. Sounds cool, right? Hopefully, we'll have more details about the new season soon. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like the video.